Hi, and welcome back to my channel. So today I come at you with a little bit of a book haul. And when I say a little bit, I might mean a lot of it. How I get so many books in a short amount of time. Well, I can't say I don't know how, but they just accumulate and it's just magical. So I want to share with you what I picked up recently. So let's get started. All right, so the first couple that I have here I may have, quote unquote, borrowed from my cousin. We'll see if I give them back. Just kidding, I'll give them back. But it is the first two books in the You series. I've never read this before. I haven't watched the show on Netflix. So I'm really looking forward to picking both of these up. Yeah, she wanted to get rid of them. And so I said, hey, I know I want to read those for sure. So before you get rid of them, let me check them out. So whether or not those will be keeping Hall or returning to her, we'll find out. One that I know I picked up from Pango was Karin McManus's The Cousins. This is probably my favorite book that she's ever written. And I believe I read it last year, but I didn't have a physical copy of it. I really wanted to be able to have it in my library to have a few people read. And so I'm really happy I have that copy. Let's see. So there's been many a journey to Half Price Books. The location near me is really close to a post office, and I also do some selling on Poshmark. And so whenever I need to take clothes in to the post office, I happen to choose the one that is in the same little strip mall as Half Price Books. So I've stopped there a couple times, whether it be by myself or with my cousin. So one of the books I picked up was Set on You by Amy Lea, or Leah. This one sounded interesting to me, and I think I heard about this one. It was either Heather on Bookables or I saw it online. But I really like it because it's a curvy fitness influencer and kind of follows around her life. And I love to work out. I love to lift, and I'm still curvy. So I thought this would be kind of a fun book that I could relate to and go from there. So I'm looking forward to picking that one up hopefully soon. Let's see. Two random Half Price book purchases. One I found on clearance, and I love looking through the Half Price clearance section because usually you can find books $5 and under. A lot of times I find them for like $3, which is amazing. And I don't know if Half Price has just, at least at my local one, has just had an influx of a lot of really nice books. And so they've been putting a lot of them on clearance or what, but this was a brand new book of the month book, The Damage by Caitlin Ware, I believe. And I got it for $3. So, and once I read it, it was interesting. It was an edgy, propulsive read about what a family pushed to the brink will do in the name of love and blood. Tony has always looked out for his younger brother, Nick. So when he is called to a hospital bed where Nick is lying battered and bruised after a violent sexual assault, his protective instincts flare and white hot rage begins to build. So I was like, hey, that sounds really interesting. And it was $3 and it literally looks like it's in brand new condition. So I picked that one up. This one I basically picked up without knowing anything about it, and I blame Lindsay at Lindsay's Little Library. I saw her update because she was just reading this one, and one of her updates, as she was halfway through, just said, wow. And I was like, okay, I've got to put that one on my to-buy list, and Half Price just happened to have it in stock when I was there, and that's The Chain by Adrian McKinty. I have never read any of his books, but I have seen a couple people within my Goodreads reading these. So like I said, I have no idea what this one was about. I know Lindsay gave it 5 stars because I just saw her review last night. It says in here, the morning starts like any other. Rachel Klein drops her daughter Kylie at the bus stop and heads into her day. But then a cell phone call from an unknown number changes everything. On the line is a woman informing Rachel that she has Kylie bound and gagged in her back seat, and the only way Rachel will ever see her again is if she pays a ransom and kidnaps another child. So, sounds great. I know Lindsay had great reviews on it, so I'm really looking forward to picking that one up. Let's face it, I'm looking forward to picking all of these up along with all the other ones that are back here. But this one was kind of an auto buy for me. This is Emily Giffin's Meant to Be. This just came out, not too long ago. I love Emily Giffin. She's kind of an auto buy author for me on kind of that contemporary romance end of things. So honestly, I don't even know what this one's about either. But I've loved pretty much everything else she's written. I know I've got one around here somewhere. I can picture the cover. It's blue. I don't know, it's back here somewhere, but it was fantastic, and that was one of her most recent ones, so I was looking forward to picking this one up. It says, a restless golden boy and a girl with a troubled past navigate a love story that may be doomed in this irresistible new novel. So, The Lies That Bind. That was what I was trying to think of. So, looking forward to picking that one up, and these ones are always quick reads for me, lighthearted. I enjoy picking those ones up. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of these did come from Half Price, now that I think about it. I picked up the Horsewoman by James Patterson and Mike Lupica, I never know how to pronounce that one. I love horses, so I picked this one up primarily because of the title, and I've always liked James Patterson. I haven't read much of Mike Lupica's books yet, but I know he writes a lot of YA. But it's a realistic, thrilling, and romantic thriller. So kind of mixes a couple of the lines that I like to read about. So I am looking forward to picking that one up. And I believe this one is based at the Olympics. So let's see what else is here. I've got Post-its on these because I started putting Post-its at where the audiobook was located. It helps me remember that I have access to it. Like this one's on Scribd or Scribd. I don't know how to actually pronounce that one. But this one is 14 Ways to Die by Vincent Rolfe. I have been hearing about this one, I think, on BookTube. I can't remember specifically who. But I like YA thrillers. This one's 1 killer, 13 victims, 1 million views. You have to murder at least 3 people to be called a serial killer. The Magpie Man is looking for his 14th victim. So, kind of had me hooked right from there. It feels like a pretty lengthy YA book, but I'm looking forward to picking that one up, especially knowing that I have the audiobook. As I come into September here and I head back to school, as I shiver to think about that, audiobooks really kind of help me get through some of my reading, especially because I listen to them in the morning while I'm getting ready or in the evening, kind of as I'm winding down. I don't tend to watch a lot of TV, even though I do have TV shows I like, because I always tend to just pick up that book that I'm reading or listening to. So that one is the one I'm looking forward to picking up. I'm looking forward to picking up all these. This one I believe I ordered on Pango after I saw a couple people talking about it. This is Hide by Kiersten White. I know it has mixed reviews, and so I want to pick it up and just make the decision for myself. It's a high-stakes hide-and-seek competition turns deadly in this dark supernatural thriller from this New York Times bestseller. And once you open the front cover, I mean, this is awesome. So you get the map to go along with this story. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Like I said, it's got mixed reviews, but I think it should be quick. It's a very small book. Let me see. Small book. I'm like, yeah, it looks like it's only like 236 pages. So that should be a quick read, and I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Oh, You're Invited by Amanda Jayatissa. This was my book of the month choice for July. It was kind of the most interesting one that sounded to me, and I love this front cover. It's on an island in a storm, and it said, what could be worse than your ex-boyfriend marrying your childhood best friend, getting accused of her murder? So clearly there's a pattern, a lot of thrillers in here, and that one was kind of the one that was calling my name. Now I do have 3 books coming this month for August's book of the month. I'll put them all in here. I know I picked 3 thrillers, and they're all evading my brain right now. So, but I know they were ones I was looking forward to it, so it's really sad. But they're coming today, but of course they're not here at the time of filming. So I will list them here so that you know which ones I'm picking for August. but I'm looking forward to those ones getting here. And then the final physical book that I have, my cousin actually picked up for me because she saw him at Sam's Club, and I missed ordering this one in July when it was a book of the month pick. And then in August, I already wanted 3 picks, so I couldn't add it. And that's Ruth Ware's The It Girl. I've really enjoyed Ruth Ware. I have not read her entire collection, but I've read some of them. She's down here over in this shelf here. And actually, I think one of my favorites thus far was In a Dark, Dark Wood. I kind of like that, like, isolated thriller. This one is, let's see. You're following a woman on the search for answers a decade after her friend's murder. So, once again, I've heard mixed reviews on this one, so I guess I'm just gonna have to make my own opinion like everyone else. I hope it's good. I love this cover. This shiny gold I think is really, really neat. And I'll hopefully pick that one up soon. The last couple here, I have my handy dandy notes. I have picked up a couple books for my Kindle. Now, most of these I've probably either gotten for free or relatively cheap because, as I mentioned previously in a few of my other videos, I do get a lot of emails on what kind of deals are going on with Kindle books. I am also an Amazon Prime member, and Amazon Prime members get to pick usually 1, if not 2 books at the start of every month that they're doing like a Prime Reads First deal. So a couple of these I've picked up because they were my Prime First Reads. So I told you this would happen by Elaine Murphy. I talked about this one in my July new releases. I believe on Prime Day, if you spent a certain amount of money, you got a $5 book credit. And so I used that credit to pick this one up because I was looking forward to that back in July, but I never did pre-order it. So this is my chance to kind of get that read. So that'll be on my Kindle. I have Real Bad Things by Kelly J. Ford. This was an Amazon First Reads for August, I believe. It was the best out of, I think they gave you like 5 or 6 picks to choose from, and that was the one I wanted to pick up there. I picked up The Beach Trap by Allie Brady. I think this one sounds quite interesting. And I'm a sucker for anything that has beaches. I mean, obviously, my YouTube name is Books and Beaches, so if it's a story surrounding the beach, I'm gonna pick that one up. Along with, I was finally persuaded, because I believe it was on a great sale, Who is Maud Dixon by Alexandra Andrews. I've heard so much about this one. I know Audrey at Chapter and Converse has talked about this one and actually how she was spoiled for this one. So I do not plan on going into that book knowing anything because I've heard even like the book flap would spoil things for the book. So I'm looking forward to picking that one up. So the next one, I think this one came in one of my free emails and I just thought it sounded funny. So this is not an effing romance by Evie Snow. I can't remember if this one is YA or not, but it just sounded funny. It was free, and so I was like, why not add another book to my Kindle for just in case. The Last Lie We Told by Debra Webb. I believe this was probably another one that I found for free. And I know the description sounded interesting. I'll have to see if I can link it below. And then the final book on my Kindle was my July Prime Reads pick, and that was Kismet by Amina Akhtar. And once again, that one sounded interesting. And I like those Prime First Reads because usually they're books that are either not released yet, so you get them a little bit early, or they are brand new releases. So I think that's a really cool concept, and I always take advantage because it's just one of those benefits of Prime that you wouldn't get otherwise. So those are the books that I have picked up recently. I love buying books, so these are probably going to happen a lot. What have you picked up? What are some things that you're reading that are really, really good and that I might need to pick up? Because clearly I need more books. As always, I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. So I was just about to finish editing, and look what arrived. So I already cut it open because we don't want to try to do that with 2 hands. So I already linked these in the video, but I picked up Alice Feeney's Daisy Darker. I really liked Rock, Paper, Scissors, so I'm looking forward to picking that up. Karin Slaughter's Girl Forgotten. I have not read the first one in this series, and I'm not sure if you have to read them in order. I believe that is Pieces of Her. I have it, just haven't read it yet. And then finally, Lisa Jewell, The Family Remains. I know this is a second to The Family Upstairs, which I have not read yet either, but I'll get there. And I love Book of the Month because they always send you a bookmark and read like your TBR is watching. Yes, my TBR is watching. So that's what I got this month. Thanks for watching.